Good morning, 500 IQ Club. Welcome back. At long last, the Allay has finally made it to the game. It's such a good moment. But I have questions. You have questions. We all have questions. So many questions. If you enjoy, leave a like for more. Today, we will be answering some of the universe's biggest Allay questions. Some of them are my questions. Some of them are your questions. Like, can we get the Allays stuck in an endless loop? You're a monster. You're an absolute monster for wondering this, but valid question for sure, definitely. So if we're going to try and get this thing stuck in an endless loop, we're going to need some kind of clock going on here. I'm thinking maybe simple redstone clock that I definitely remember how to set up. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm a professional. You know this. You see, what did I say? The clock, exactly. Continuously running. This is going to be perfect. So next up, I think what we're going to want to do is put some items inside of this clock. So heart of the sea, why not? That's good. Then we're going to want to take a note block and drop this over here. The mechanics are pretty cool. We have an Allay right there. We give the Allay the heart of the sea. Then it's going to care about the heart of the sea. And then we link it to the note block right there. Have the Allay drop things off. It's going to go over there. Pick up the heart of the sea, then come back over here. Oh, no, it's already stuck. It doesn't even make it back. It doesn't even already make it back. You're an absolute monster for wondering this. Absolute. I asked for your best Allay questions, and this is what you come up with. Some of you are absolute monsters. I mean, look at how stressed out that thing is. How could you do this? Can the Allay replace a hopper? Yes. So this is a really good question. Who could have asked this question? Oh, wait. It was me. It was me. I asked this question. So ever since the Allay was announced, this has been my biggest question. Can we use an Allay and say some kind of farm, like maybe a sugarcane farm, what I'm setting up right now, to basically just cut out all the hoppers? Let's say we're like really, really poor. Somehow we have an Allay, but we cannot afford a single hopper in like my entire survival world. Could I basically just take one Allay, link it to a note block or something, and just cut out all the hoppers? No more need for iron farm in my world, no more need for iron golem in my world, no more need for iron in my world. It's literally just all the Allay. Can the Allay just take it away from here and become the star of the show? I haven't done too much testing with the Allay still, but one thing that I have noticed is it's tricky. Sometimes it can be really, really tricky getting it to stay in a spot. The trick that I've learned is you give it an item, then you drop the item wherever that spot is. The Allay will pathfind over to the item. There we go, and then you're trapped forever. So sorry about that, Allay. But yeah, there we go. Now I have a note block set up over here. If I do that, then it's linked to it. And I think it dropped it. And then down here I have a hopper minecart. Yes, it dropped it. It dropped it. That's it. That's it. Now the setup of the rest of the farm, pretty much like the same as always. Sugarcane farm, you have pistons right there, observer right there, the redstone circuit. We have waterlogged staircases right there. Now, all I'm going to need to do is speed this bad boy up. Game roll random tick speed, I don't know, let's say 300, like that's 100 times faster. We speed the bad boy up, we watch it run a little bit, and then eventually this thing should start harvesting. The Allay should fly around like that. Pick up things. And then it's going to fly. Okay, no. It's going to get stuck. The farm is too fast. We built a farm that is way too good. Let's slow this down, like half the speed, 150. The Allay picks the things up, like when it has time. Then it's going to run over here and drop them off, right? Not yet. Allay, my guy, speed up. You got this. No, there you go. Oh, that was it. It's just delinked from the note block, the whole 30-second timer thing. Oh, it works. Okay, so far so good, but this isn't like really truly automatic. What you would have to do is stand over here and ring the note block every 30 seconds because it delinks. So solution. It's not exactly going to be like silent or anything like that, but then again, pistons make a lot of noise anyways. But we have a clock over there consistently ringing the note block. The Allay keeps hearing the music. Is beautiful to its ears, if it even has ears. Now that I think about it, how does it even hear any of this stuff? Doesn't appear to have any ears. Anyways, it hears the note every so often. We could definitely set up a better clock that maybe rings like once every 25 seconds or something. But we have a clock ringing the note block. The Allay never gives up and is going to fly over here and just continuously drop things. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and make this farm like really good again. Speed it up. Will the Allay be able to keep up at a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it will. All of my problems here with this design simply had to do with the Allay delinking from the note block. It can absolutely keep up until it gets confused. Maybe it's stuck on a block there. With that being said, though, you won't be able to cut costs entirely. Instead of crafting hoppers, you're going to have to craft a note block and then redstone components for a clock to continuously power that note block, so the farm keeps running. And this is a really, really small scale. Maybe on a larger scale, hoppers are just going to be the way to go. Oh yeah, I guess another random fact that kind of is really important to this scenario is the note block linking range. I believe that's going to be 16 blocks right now, so we would need a note block every like 16 blocks. Like I said, small scale, not a problem at all, but like a big, gigantic sugarcane farm, melon farm, or something like that, note block every 16 blocks, different collection stations. I mean, I guess if you have a really big farm and it's flat, that could be good, but other than that, yeah, maybe hoppers are the way to go. Of course, when it comes to the alley, everything kind of stems from, actually getting the alley. Maybe I should have done these questions first, but how rare is the alley? Right now, how it works, there are 2 places in the entire game where you can find allays spawning. The outpost and the woodland mansion. Both of these things are going to be kind of tricky. One of these things is a little bit more common. Let's start with the outpost. I've hatched up a quick test. The test is pretty straightforward. Out of 10 pillager outposts, how many have allays? Outpost number 1... it does have allays. The allays are going to consistently generate in a cage that looks like this. Fences on the top, fences on the side. 2 allays inside of the cage. Now, once I find one outpost, I'm going to teleport myself randomly, relatively far away, and then locate a second outpost. Hopefully, it won't be the same outpost. Definitely not. And then we check the next outpost. Outpost number 2. Okay, so it's not looking good. Yeah, outpost number 2. Oh, there is a cage, actually. Yeah, outpost number 2 is not a hit. Outpost number 3 is a hit. Right off the bat, I knew it. I could see it right away from like a million miles away. The alley stands out. It's blue. Yes. Outpost number 4, big reveal, is a no-go. Nothing at outpost number 4. This is the tiebreaker. Outpost number 5 has LA. Outpost number 6 has no LA. Number 7 is a hit. Number 8, no. Is this literally a pattern? Just yes, no, yes, no. Yes. It's 50-50. Out of 10 outposts, we had 5 LA outposts. I mean, really tiny sample size. So obviously, like, ideally, you want to have like a bigger sample size. So like out of 100, somebody else could run that experiment. But out of 10, 5 outposts had LA cages. Interesting. That leaves a big question though. What about the mansion? How about the mansion? Out of 3 mansions, how many have LA? Here we are, Woodland Mansion. Now inside of this thing, we're looking for a very specific room. The alley will only spawn inside of one room. The room kind of looks like a jail. There's going to be a lot of cobblestone, some iron doors, so we can kind of rule out a lot of the rooms that don't have any cobblestone, like right off the bat, by just glancing at them. Woodland Mansions are so cool. I feel like I've never seen this room before. Like, look at this thing. What's even going on here? It's so cool. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I've checked every single room here, and mansion number 1 has no LA at all. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer, but let's move on. Mansion number 2. Hopefully this time we're more lucky. Yikes, that's not looking good. Mansion number 2 is also a no-go. No LA here. It's a cool room, though. Mansion number 3. This is the one. I can feel it. Maybe. Oh, we do. Mansion number 3 is definitely a hit. This is the room that we've been looking for. This room, it's like a prison cell room. Don't want to let them out. You stay there. This room, this is it. We have Allay inside of there. We have Allay inside of there. And there. And there. It looks like there's going to be a lot here. 3 inside of that room, 2 inside of that first really big one. Inside of this one, we have 1. And then finally, inside of this one, we have 1 more. So that's going to be a total of 7 inside of this Woodland Mansion. Or at least inside of this part of the Woodland Mansion. But of course, keep in mind, Woodland Mansions are like way more rare than an outpost. So honestly, probably looking for outposts and checking them for Allay is going to be a better bet. Next question, leads. Can the Allay be put on a lead, so we could like move it out of this thing, rescue it? Unfortunately, it does not look like it. We can give the Allay a lead, which is cool. They're holding the lead, and if I drop a lead, it will bring me the lead. That's nice, but no leads. However, keep in mind that if you give an Allay an item, then the Allay is kind of linked to you, and it will follow you. Like, if I were to break my way out of the cell, and all of these Allays have leads right now, they would all... Ooh. Alright, that'll be my bad. I guess the Allay's hitbox is pretty big after all. But anyways, if I give them all leads, I kind of don't really need a lead. I would be able to back my way out of here, run my way out of here, and the Allay will just follow me. So that's kind of cool. They seem to actually be pretty good at following the player too. Like if I just like speed up and go really quickly down here, and it looks like we're actually going to have a second Allay room inside of this thing, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, they can keep up pretty well. Now, if you really need an Allay on a lead, then you're going to have to get it inside of a boat. If we get the Allay inside of the boat, on Bedrock Edition, we can put the boat on a lead, so that kind of works. So I don't know if that's really what you meant by the question, though. Is it easy to rescue the LA? And so this is going to kind of depend on a couple different things. The first thing it's going to depend on is where you actually are in the game. Like, if you're geared up, stacked out with all enchanted gear, and you're just doing really, really well, then yes, it's going to be easy. Theoretically, you can find a woodland mansion. Ignore that LA, we're not rescuing that one. Theoretically, we can find a woodland mansion, walk right into this thing, get lucky, have like no pillagers over here, run over to the cell, give the thing a block. I think that's going to be the strategy. And then we just run, and we get out of here. Nothing should target the Allay, because like pillagers, they don't hate the Allay, they just hate me. But basically give it an item, and then we can just go ahead and run out of here. And hi, yeah, you can come too. Yeah, like this piece of cakewalk. That was so simple. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more difficult, but yeah. Now the mansions are a lot more rare, and as we just found out, they don't always have the Allay. But I do think that actually getting the Allay outside of the mansion might be a little bit easier of a bet. You see, with an outpost, the pillagers continually respawn in their range, so they could easily, like, try and shoot you. They miss, and then they hit the Allay, and that's not good because these things don't have a lot of health. Whereas the mansion, if you clear out a specific path, the things will not respawn. But we don't have to just guess. We can test it out. So here I have the first outpost that we found. This is an outpost that definitely has the Allay cage right over there. So I gotta admit, when I first saw the Allay, I thought it was going to be a little bit trickier than I think it will actually be. I think actually rescuing the Allay from the outpost might be relatively simple. Especially if the pillagers, like, literally just don't care about me. I swear on Java, they spawn, like, even more. But all I need to do is walk over here, give you an item, maybe clear that out a little bit more, and then run. This was the easiest thing in the world. I'm a true professional. Couple quick questions. Question number one, can the Allay breed? So unfortunately right now, no, the Allay cannot breed. However, I definitely think you should be able to breed these things. I mean, think about it. You go out in your world, you search for like ages to find an outpost. You find like 2 Allay at that outpost. Then what? Like you only can have 2 until you explore even more. I don't know. I feel like breeding these things would definitely make sense. What should you breed them with? Well, I think it should be a cookie. That would be a reference to their reveal trailer video. I think it would be cool. Question number 2. Can the Allay use an item? This question is genius. This is really, really genius. So for science, remember, if this doesn't go right, this is for science. We lure it over here, and it has a totem, right? So, totem, Allay, we take you out with the soul. You can. They can use items. Oh, that's so cool. I did not expect that. I totally thought this thing was not going to be able to use that. If it has a totem of undying, oh no. Well, maybe that's how you rescue it. You find the totem of undying inside the mansion. You give the Allay the totem just in case, right? And then you get out of there. Oh, that's amazing. It can use the item. That's so cool. Every time flawlessly, too. Oh, that's awesome. Can the Allay carry your shulker box for you? Like, let's say your inventory is full, you know, you just need that one extra space. Could you theoretically pick up your shulker box, give it to your Allay, and it will follow you and keep the things inside of the box? So, Allay, you come over here with me, and then let's say, how about now my inventory is clear? Can I have that back? It can. It can definitely carry the shulker box for you too, and the items stay. This is an interesting one. On its own, giving it a shulker box, yeah, maybe that's not the most realistic scenario. But if we pay attention to what has been added to the game files relatively recently, 1.19 bundles perhaps, maybe you give the Allay a bundle, something that's maybe a little bit less important, you know, and it carries the bundle for you. Vex plus Allay, what happens? Do they fight? Does anything happen at all? No, they do not fight. And honestly, I don't know if they should fight. Like, I get it, they're both ghosts. Maybe one is good, one is evil. But vexes are so strong. Like, they're dangerous. Imagine a vex spawns inside of the mansion, just flies over to all of the Allay and cleans them up, and you don't even get to see them. Yeah, that sounds bad. I think nothing should attack the Allay. And last but not least today, ending on a low note, I'm really sorry about this, but does the Allay dance like it was shown off in that reveal video? Will it dance to the music disc if it's playing out of the jukebox? So, 11, beautiful song. No, they don't dance. Unfortunately not, but they definitely should. Like the whole pig step dance thing. Allays definitely need to be able to breed, and they absolutely need to be able to dance to music discs too. That's it for the questions today. Did your question get answered? I sure hope so. Did your question not? Well, drop it down in the comments below. I could always make a part 2, or maybe somebody will answer. If you slid up on my Instagram story and asked any of those questions, big shout out to you. Thank you so much. Patron gang, big shout out. Bill Geek, Divins, and GB Fan 1984. Thank you. Like for more, subscribe for more, links in the description. I'll see you tomorrow. It's been me, your boy. Goodbye, everyone.